everybody. Welcome to Naples, Florida. Dave Benz alongside Melissa McCurley of PickleballTournaments.com and Mark Renison of Third Shot Sports. Guys, we've seen some great action. We are gearing up for Saturday's culmination, but today's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to hand out some bronze medals, and we're going to see some people punch their ticket for the finales on Saturday.
Oh, no doubt. This is a loaded field in both the men's, women's, and the senior mixed today. It's going to be real exciting, Dave.
Mark, what are you looking forward to the most today?
Well, you know, I got to say, Dave, this is my favorite part of the whole tournament. We're going to see the best of the best playing. We're going to be able to see people who hit shots that the intermediate players at home just dreamed they could hit.
Some of the biggest names in the sport you will see today, including a Triple Crown winner, Simone Jardim. She will be on our live stream here today. But for more on our coverage today, we would be remiss if we didn't include Mr. Pickleball Channel himself, Rusty Howes.
Hey, welcome to the last day of streaming. A lot's changed here. Back in 2016, there were far fewer courts. There were multi-line surfaces, and there was no shade structure over Championship Court. 3 short years later, there's courts everywhere. They're all permanent lines. They're all permanent courts, and they're DecoTurf surfaces. And there's this amazing open-air arena. So let's get ready for some amazing pickleball. But you know what? One thing hasn't changed. It's still the biggest party in pickleball. Back to you, Dave.
All right, thank you very much, Rusty. And by the way, a quick note to those of you at home, the live stream, we've been interacting with everybody the last couple days. This first match today, we won't be talking to you live because we're going to be recording it for re-air for network television, but we will be paying attention to your comments, so keep them coming. We love interacting with you as the matches continue. We're going to take a quick time out, but when we return to Naples, Florida, we'll bring you our first match of our 4 streaming here today. Stay with us on Pickleball Channel. And back here at East Naples Community Park, boy, would we ever have a great match for you here in the Women's Pro Doubles semifinals. Some of the biggest names in the sport of pickleball is CORRINE CARR SIMONE and Simone Jardim are teaming up against SARAH ANSBOURY and Suzee Anderson. We're talking about heavyweights in the sport that are going to be dueling here this afternoon.
Oh, absolutely. Simone and CORRINE are the two-time defending champions now. They've won the last 2. And you've got SARAH ANSBOURY partnering up this year with Suzee Anderson. She's normally with Christine McGrath, so they've been practicing a lot, and I think they're going to be ready to rise to the occasion today.
Anderson and Ansbury are in the far court. Ansbury in the purple, Anderson in the blue, and that is CORRINE CARR, who got caught with the ball coming right at her. She's in the white, and Simone Jardim in the orange color as we are underway, and already a 2-0 start for Ansbury and Anderson.
I mentioned Simone being a Triple Crown winner. She's already won the gold singles here this week.
And that is long on the return. So side out will give the service over to Simone and CORRINE. We started calling her CCS in Vegas last September.
We did, didn't we?
She said she was okay with that.
She's so easygoing.
CORRINE CARR SIMONE that's a lot of syllables.
It is a lot of syllables, that's for sure.
CORRINE likes to play golf as well. She played golf for the University of South Carolina.
Yeah, she's got a very interesting resume, a PhD in finance from MSU. Collegiate golfer, as you mentioned, at South Carolina.
Got a bit of a battle going on right now.
That's Simone able to get it past SARAH ANSBOURY.
Yeah, well disguised that hit was by Simone.
Yeah, this is sometimes referred to as a misdirect, where you sort of move your body in such a way that you suggest the ball is going one direction, but instead change the angle of the paddle at the last moment and hit the other one, and that was a nice example of it there.
It is a very warm day here in Naples, Florida today.
Yeah, the heat index is in the hundreds. And Chris Anderson lets out a little scream after she hits that winner down the sideline.
That's Suzee Anderson.
Suzee Anderson, excuse me.
So this is interesting, actually. The amount of emotion that we're seeing right now from both Ansbury and Anderson, I think, is suggestive of how important they think it is to get off to an early lead. Watch for CARR, SIMONE, and Jardim to switch. There it is. Try to get the matchup that they want.
And one thing that we know from CORRINE, she sees a lot of balls when she's playing with Simone, which is almost all the time. But she is a warrior. We've seen her really in prior U.S. Opens just really fend off attack after attack after attack and come out on the side of victory. She's just amazing.
We're going to see the switch again. The preference for Jardim and Carr is to have Jardim controlling the left side of the court and the center of it, and Carr taking the right side. And that means that Anderson and Ansboury are going to have a very small target to aim for if they do want to target CORRINE Carr. You're going to see the switch again here after the return of serve.
And the stacking on the other end by Ansboury and Anderson.
Side out.
I expect you're going to see a lot of really great defense here in this match. All four of these women are quite familiar with each other, with playing against each other. They know the power that the other team can bring, and they're going to be ready to defend, as we see there.
Some great action at the net.
Oh, wow.
And Ansboury finally able to put it at the feet of CCS.
All of these ladies are used to being on the big stage as well. There is a nice crowd here on Zing Zang Championship Court. Margaritaville VIP Lounge is full. The boxes are full. Great energy from the fans today.
That was sort of an in-between shot there. A slight hesitation by Jardim. Couldn't decide whether to play that ball out of the air or to let it bounce first. She got caught in between, and Ansboury serving at 3-1-1.
Second serve.
And the second server will come up. For those of you who are new to pickleball, when we say the score, it's the leading scorer first. Or excuse me, it's the serving team score first, then the team that is receiving second, followed by what server it is. Each side gets two servers before it's a side out and a change of service.
The only exception to that is when they're starting the game.
It's 0-0-2.
Right. And this is being played. This is a winner's bracket match, if you will, and it's 2 out of 3 to 11, win by 2. This is game number 1 of the 2 out of 3 to 11.
Great hands there by Ansboury, but she couldn't catch up to the second one. You know what? I think that ball got past Sarah, and somehow she managed to get her paddle on it. She knew she was a little bit lucky there, but that's how pickleball goes. You just find a way to get the ball in the court once more.
So 2-3-1.
And we have referee Don Stanley refereeing this match. Don corrected me just before this match started. I mentioned that the number 7189 that's on his shirt and on his arm, I thought that was his referee certification number. It's not. It's the number of days his son was alive after losing his life to a motorcycle accident. Don does a memorial tournament for his son every year that's well supported.
His name is Logan.
Logan Stanley. So, Don, my apologies for that, sir.
So, Jardim and Carr have come back from being behind. They're now in the lead here.
Yeah, 4-3-1.
A lot of it's going to come down to the play of Suzie Anderson. She's really been impressing.
Well, and there's this defense that you've been talking about, Mark. I mean, it's an outstanding defense.
Yeah, that's right.
And finally knocked out of bounds, so Jardim and Carr building a little bit of a lead now as they've got some momentum. Normally we are unbiased, but I know our statistician, I know who he's rooting for in this match.
Yes, our statistician, Mr. Chad Edwards, is the husband of Simone Jardim. He can't hear us right now. He's too busy keeping the stats. How are we doing on unforced errors?
5-3-2.
So far, they're pretty close. Looks like Jardim and Carr have 2 unforced errors, Ansboury and Anderson with 3. Both teams have 1 winner each.
And Ansboury puts that where it was in a difficult position for Jardim. The U.S. Open Pickleball Championships, this is the 4th year of this event, which began back in 2016 with 800 people registered to the field, over 2,100 people registered for this year's event, and registration filled up in just over 3 hours.
It's amazing. You know, like you said, first year 800, there were 1,200 the next year, and then it jumped up over to 2,000, and then again well over 2,000 this year. The growth of the sport continues to be a phenomenon in some cases.
And the purse has also increased along with the numbers. And this is an event that everyone that plays pickleball pretty much at any level would like to be a part of, but the pros certainly circle this on their calendar and make sure they want to be here in Naples.
They sure do.
Watch this. Okay. That was almost a situation where the ball was going to go over and then bounce back towards the net, possibly over. I like seeing Jardim get so close, anticipating that might happen, but gust of wind meant that ball didn't quite get there. 5-4-1.
Nice scoop there by Jardim. And then into the net by Anderson. So make it 6-4-1.
A lot of our viewers might be noticing that both teams are using a fair number of third shot drives. So far we've seen 5 drives from Carr and Jardim on the third shot. And that really is a strength of theirs. What we've got to see is whether Anderson and Ansbury can handle that speed, primarily with playing the volley back as a low ball so that it can't be attacked on the next ball.
6-4-2.
So Carr takes over service.
Yeah,
Anderson with the winner.
Yeah, and Susie's well prepared for that. She's almost sitting on it right in the center court with her backhand. Suzie and Sarah have been successful a couple of times going behind Simone. Simone tends to play more over to the center of the court, just ready to pounce on that forehand.
Carr catches up with it after it hits the net. And then Ansbury, the unforced error. That'll move it to 7-4-2.
And Mark, maybe tell the viewers a little bit about our non-volley zone that we have here in pickleball.
Sure, the non-volley zone is the 7-foot space between the net and that first white line that you see. Sometimes it's referred to as the kitchen, and you're allowed to go into the non-volley zone whenever you want, except there's one thing you can't do in there. You can't play a volley, and a volley is any ball that you hit out of the air before it bounces. So you're seeing these women get right up close to that non-volley zone. You're allowed to reach and play the ball out of the air if it's above it, but you can't volley in that zone. Otherwise, players would come right up to the net and really change the dynamic of pickleball. So you're going to see these players try to get close to that line. If you can get the ball out of the air, you can take away your opponent's time, maybe even hit down on the ball. But they're going to make sure that they're not volleying in that space, or else that would be a fault.
That's the great thing, Mark, about this sport. There's so much strategy along with the athleticism and the execution that goes into it.
Yeah, and you're seeing some of that strategy here. That was an offensive lob that we just saw Simone do, just trying to get Sarah and Suzie off of that kitchen line.
An unforced error there by CORRINE CARR.
Yeah, I'm expecting to see a few more of those lobs. Even though they lost the point, Jardim and Carr know that was a successful lob. Ansbury and Anderson are very good at a lot of things, but I wouldn't put their mobility sort of at the top of that list right now. So we're going to see if Carr and Jardim look to exploit that a little bit, try to push them off that non-volley zone, and see if they can cause some trouble.
Simone fired up after that point.
Yeah, and if you're on the other side of the net, you don't want to see Simone fired up, that's for sure.
There's not much you can do about it.
I guess not.
Make it 8-4-2.
And this is going to be a timeout, and Ansbury and Anderson are going to regroup before this game gets away from them.
Game 1 in this best of 3 in Naples. We'll be back in a moment. Back here in Naples, Florida, 8-4 in favor of our Jardim and Carr. And that return is long. So 9-4-2.
That is not how you want to come back after a timeout. To give
No.
away a free point like that, it's a mental error more than anything. We're going to see if Jardim and Carr take advantage of it.
Another unforced error, so that moves us to game point.
There it is, just overwhelming power right there from Jardim. Anderson can't hold on.
They win game 1 in impressive fashion, 11-4 Jardim and Carr, as Simone is looking to close in on a 3rd straight title in this division. We'll take a break. Back with game 2 in a moment. A look at the vendor tent here in Naples, Florida at the 2019 Minto U.S. Open Pickleball Championships, powered by Margaritaville. And they added air conditioning to the vendor's tent this year, which is a welcome addition on a day like today.
It sure is. There are a lot of knowledgeable folks about pickleball in the vendor expo area.
They switch sides for game two. Dave Benz alongside Melissa McCurley from pickleballtournaments.com, Mark Renison from Third Shot Sports. And Mark, we may be having a new audience with this network re-airs, so why don't you explain why Third Shot Sports has its name?
Sure. Third Shot Sports refers to, well, we're a pickleball company. We provide lessons and training online and offline in person. But the third shot in pickleball is a really critical moment here. So the serve is the first shot, the return is the second, and what comes next is the third shot. And typically in pickleball, the success of that third shot really dictates, at least influences what happens the rest of the point. If you play a strong third shot, either because it's fast and overwhelming with power or really low and tough to attack, then you start to control the game a little bit. And if you play a poor third shot, then trouble's coming your way. So we thought that Third Shot Sports would be a great name for a pickleball company, and playing great third shots definitely comprises a major part of the kind of training that we do with our players.
And the third shot is unique in the fact that it's the first shot after service that you can hit the ball out of the air. The first on the serve and then the return, it has to bounce before you can hit it.
That's right. So the returners get to hit that return of serve, and you'll see that they always come up near the net, up to that non-volley zone. And they're looking to apply pressure by being close to the net. And so the team, as they're hitting that third shot, you're always looking, certainly at the pro level, you're always looking at two players right on top of the net, looking to capitalize on any mistake you might make with it.
And they're looking on that third shot to drop it in, be able to get to that kitchen line. And then we've seen, what I call a short game here. It's a dinking game. The strategy behind the dinking: be patient, wait for your opponent to get the ball up too high, give you an opportunity, then put it away.
0-1-1.
So 0-1-1 as the serve changes side.
And so Susie doing a good job there, getting the ball into the kitchen now. All the ladies are now in this dinking strategy that I was just talking about, moving each other around, just waiting for somebody to make an error.
Or waiting for the opportunity to be able to change it up as well.
That too.
And CORRINE Carr does it to perfection there.
It was like she heard you, Dave.
Right on cue, as I like to say with my broadcast partner Jim Peterson a lot of times on our Minnesota Timberwolves broadcasts.
So I'm looking here to see if Ansbury starts to take a little more control here. Oh, that's going to be a troublesome lob. Because Anderson, as you see there's a bit of a mistake, a decision-making error to play that lob. I'm expecting to see Sarah Ansbury start to control more of the court, which also means she's going to have to take a little more risk. Try to relieve the pressure that's being applied to Anderson right now.
Such great touch by Simone Jardim.
Look how far over Simone's coming, trying to get her paddle on that ball.
All right, now they continue to target CORRINE, and then Simone unforced.
Yeah, sometimes that happens when you're the player being frozen out for a little while. You're so eager when you finally do get a chance to hit that ball. Sometimes you try to do a little bit too much with it, which is the case there. Scores 1-0-2.
And that was a nice deep return by Sarah. You definitely want to get those serve returns, keep those deep.
That's a little bit of an accidental winner there. Both players, Anderson and Ansbury, went for the ball. Paddles hit, and that threw off Jardim a little bit.
Yes, there was nothing she could do. I think she was hoping it might go out of bounds as she ducked out of the way, but that was not the case.
No, not too windy in here. A little breeze, but. Oh, nice get by Sarah.
And she's able to get back into position.
And quickly into the court. Look at that.
There it is.
Yep. Great exchange there.
Yeah, good effort there by Ansbury to run down that ball that went out wide, and not just to get to that ball back, But then to have the presence of mind to stay on offense and create an opportunity for Anderson.
Anderson finally hits it into the net. A lot of players in pickleball do have a tennis background, but that's not necessarily a necessity. As you mentioned earlier, Corinne Carr actually a golf background. Not only did she play collegiately at South Carolina, she won 2 state championships in high school.
She's a multi-talented athlete. She does have tennis in her background as well. You can just see it in the strokes of these ladies out here playing pickleball.
Unforced error there by Anderson. And so we'll move to 1-1-1 as the serve changes side.
1-1-1.
So you're talking about the importance of the depth, Melissa, the depth of the return of serve, and deep return of serve is useful as we watch this great dinking rally. Heads up.
Oh, wow. Oh, nice.
Oh, what a recovery. They called it out. They did call it out.
The deep return of serve is important because it doesn't win you the point outright, but by pushing your opponents back behind the baseline, they're further away from you. And so if they do choose to hit that ball hard, you, being at the net, will now have more time to see it and handle it and play an effective volley. Whereas if they start coming inside the baseline to hit that shot and you have less time to react, could be trouble.
There's that defense by Corinne.
Fantastic.
Unbelievable.
Simone into the net.
Second serve.
So 2-1-2 is Corinne Carr will take over the serve. Corinne Carr's husband, Raphael Siebenschein, also a highly decorated pickleball player.
He is. I asked Corinne recently about Rafa. He's not here competing this year.
Did see him a few minutes ago holding a cold beverage, though.
You did? That sounds like him. That and ice cream. He loves ice cream. But he's going to be returning to tournaments this summer, she tells me. Put the net and went out.
So Jardim's made a few errors in the last couple points. Wonder if Anderson and Ansboury are thinking that this might be a chance to go at her a little bit more, apply some pressure. Sometimes by, when everyone sort of knows what the strategy is, who they're going to hit to. Sometimes when you change that up and you go to the unexpected player, it can kind of surprise them, and you might steal a couple points there. But we'll see if Jardim and Carr.
Corinne tries the lob. Anderson was ready for it. Jardim right now just kind of showing off at the net.
Oh, yeah. All ladies seem to be right in their zone right now. See who blinks first.
A little too high from Carr. Ansboury likes that little down the line forehand drive. She misdirected a little bit, and tough ball to handle.
Yeah, we're seeing the ladies, they're having to come to their towels a lot. It's quite humid and hot here today.
It has gotten hotter and more humid every day this week. The good news is, looking at the forecast this morning, is they are not expecting any kind of rain here this afternoon. So that is welcome news.
Definitely.
There is a very nice sunshade structure here on the Zing Zang Championship court that really makes it much more comfortable for these players, but it does not protect against the rain.
Sarah was a little bit too much in the zone there, squeezing Suzie out of a forehand opportunity.
Sarah would like to have that one back, that's for certain. She'll come over and change her paddle.
Sorry. How we call it?
Yeah, I think more than anything, what's happening, the changing paddle, this is the second time I've seen Sarah do that, I think is actually just because of the sweat. And so what she's doing is she's giving one of those paddles a chance to dry off. Even with a towel, it's still pretty slick out there. So
I don't know how dry they're going to get in this humidity, but it's a nice idea. And the amazing thing is that, I mean, this is a true test of endurance, this tournament, because not only do you have to be fantastic against the level of competition, but you have to be able to play sometimes as many as 6, 7 matches in a day.
You do, and so that's hard enough in just, you know, regular, when I say regular conditions being, you know, not so hot. And pickleball is such a mental game as well. There's so much strategy. So not only you're physically dealing with the heat, you're mentally dealing with the heat. And it takes ladies' physical and mental endurance to get through it.
Unforced error there by Simone.
Yeah, she was going for the open court. You could see that Ansbury and Anderson were switching, which they're going to do again here. And that might entice Carr and Jardim to go to that open court to hit hard, as you saw there, and it pays off. Sarah Ansbury didn't get up to the line quickly enough. She didn't give herself enough time with the height of the return. Consequently, she's in a poor position and gets the ball down at her feet.
4-2-2.
So 4-2-2 the score. 5-2-2.
Yeah, and Suzie did get where she needed to be in time.
Just missed. That's going to be a timeout.
Timeout taken here by Ansbury and Anderson, with Carr and Jardim starting to open up a little bit of breathing room in this all-important second game here in Naples. Back here at East Naples Community Park, feels like 102 degrees, even though the thermometer only says 87 degrees, as we continue with game 2, this best of 3. And CORRINE Carr into the net, so the serve will change sides and make it 2-5-1. Ansbury and Anderson, they need to put together a little bit of a run here to get back into this game, get back into this match.
You know, it's an effective use of the timeout. What do you think they're trying to change up here, Mark?
I was just talking to Chad Edwards, our statistician, and Anderson and Ansbury have only hit 2 third-shot drives this entire match. And you know, one of the things I'm wondering about is whether they, on the timeout, thought, look, let's go after them a little bit. And even if we don't get a winner out of it, even if we don't get a high ball, at least something that they can't hurt us with. So let's see if Sarah and Suzie start to go for it a little bit more on this third shot, hitting that ball hard and low. Nope.
Nice defense there by Anderson. And finally, the unforced by Ansbury will give the serve back to Carr and Jardim. They've got a chance to really put the pressure on here if they could put a couple of points together on this service side.
Yeah, and they may very well in their timeout talked about coming at them a little bit harder, because we've seen it twice here already.
Yeah, make it 6-2-1. They'd like to close this thing out in 2 games.
They sure would. It's
well, as an example, I mean, that was the 15th drive. We've seen, like I said, we've seen 2 from Anderson and Ansbury. We've seen 15 now from Carr and Jardim.
That lob was a little bit short, and Ansbury takes advantage.
Ooh, there's a miscommunication there. A miscommunication. Suzie Anderson thought that Sarah was calling for the cross. She didn't.
yeah.
A little too much open court.
Yep.
Yeah, they got lucky on that miscommunication.
They knew it too.
Yeah.
Jardim realizes that that was a
2-6-1.
That was a chance for a free point, basically. Instead, the serve goes back over to Ansbury and Anderson. Could that be a turning point in this game? That's going to be out of bounds, so it'll be 3-6-1 now. Anderson, this is her second appearance at the U.S. Open Pickleball Championship. She played in 2017, was not here last year or in the inaugural year. Jardim puts it away.
I mean, Anderson is someone I've been watching over the last year or so, seeing her at a number of different tournaments, including in Atlanta last summer, and she's really impressed me. She's, you know, if we were giving out MVP awards or Most Improved Player awards, Anderson would no doubt be in the running over the last year. She's really been impressive, and you can see how that's paid off here
Yeah.
today.
Wisely lets that one go out of bounds.
She's really been working on her game, not only her actual physical game, but her mental game as well.
Anderson has 2 children at home. She says that's her full-time job, although she is also a commercial photographer based in Utah. An unforced error there by Anderson on the backhand.
Six, 4-1.
What a scoop. 2 scoops.
Ansbury trying to put it away, could not. They've got CORRINE Jardim on the baseline, however. And that is going to be long. Tell you what, we talked about the tennis backgrounds. You saw a lot of tennis strokes in that exchange.
Yeah, you certainly did. You know, again, we saw some great defense. We saw some nice overheads, angles, and nice forehands, and that one just got long on CORRINE.
So moves it to 6-4-2. Anderson and Ansbury are kind of holding their own until that one goes out of bounds.
Yeah, a bit of a decision-making error right there. When you get a high ball and you want to hit hard, it's smarter to hit at the person who's closer to you. In that case, it was Jardim, but Anderson and Ansbury have been going after Carr so often that she made that choice to go cross-court, and that ball says a little bit wide. Looks like I'm pretty sure that Jardim and Carr want that exact ball back. They like how it's been going. Maybe CORRINE's going for cold beverage.
She's gone back to the Margaritaville VIP area, which is a fantastic place to hang out if you're here in Naples.
And she's all smiles about it, too.
So something that they won't be all smiles about, Jar and Jardim only made 3 unforced errors in the very first game today. And so far in the second game alone, they've made 10.
Wow.
But yet, they sit here with this 7-4 lead and 4 points away from winning this match. There's another unforced error.
Yeah, I might put that one in the forced error category. It's determining errors is a little bit more of an art than a science. It was a well-hit ball by Anderson. It had topspin. It was fast. It was bouncing close to Carr's feet. Tough ball to play, but you got to be able to make those if you want to win at this level.
Yeah, and you can see both ladies there, Suzie and Sarah, getting down low at that line, taking some balls out of the air just to take some time away from Simone and CORRINE.
So it tightens up here at 5-7-1.
Jardim trying to take some of the pressure off Carr. Look how far over she's coming to intercept those balls. Ansbury doing the same.
Oh.
And then doing a split.
Yeah, so what she was trying to do there is to stay out of the kitchen. Didn't really matter. She had already hit it into the net, but mentally we're already in that zone to try not to get in that kitchen line when we take, or into the kitchen when we take a ball out of the air.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how good the shot is if you have a foot fault. And you just wonder, Sarah's slow to get up. Is she okay after going down awkwardly?
Yeah, seems like she might have.
You know what? Sarah's been struggling with a number of injuries over the last few years. Back injuries. You can see her knee is taped up. Back injuries, knee injuries. I hate to see.
You bring up a great point, Mark. I mean, were not for the injuries that she's battled over the last couple of years, she'd be even likely more decorated than she already is in this sport.
Yeah, no, she's a real grinder out there. She goes, she competes hard, and
5-7-2.
you know, she's been looking strong over the last couple of years, but there have been some injuries that have really held her back a little bit. Simone loves that counterattack backhand so much.
I think she's going to call it.
She's ready for it. She sees it coming. She expects the ball to be fast, and she loves using that second hand to counterpunch off that hard shot.
And the serve goes back now to Jardim and Carr, and you wonder if seeing Sarah come up a little bit gimpy, whether or not they might try to target her a little more now as they try to close out this match.
And the shot was there. You know, Suzie is going to want that back. She just didn't execute it. You'll see that shot open a lot, and that shot being just behind Simone because she does play so far over into the center of the court.
Great patience by both sides here as they get into the dinking game. And then changed up by Simone, and Anderson was looking to put it away.
Yeah, she got a nice paddle on it, got up in the air and behind Simone, found the open court.
And just caught the line.
Yeah, so this has been a couple times now where Jardim has reached over onto that other side of the court, but she finds herself so low that it's hard to recover back to cover her side of the court. And that might be an opportunity that Anderson and Ansbury can exploit a little bit more when they see Jardim coming over that far and getting down that low.
They've been hanging around in this game. Can they close the gap here as they get the serve back?
Strategy in this game, Davis, stayed very consistent by both teams. That being just dropping the ball into the kitchen area there, getting up to the line.
Exhibited there by Carr, who tried that lob. It was chased down by Anderson.
Oh, chased down again, this time with a more effective result.
So far, we've counted that there have been 5 lobs hit by Jardim and Carr. That is only the first one that was not effective. That was only the first one that the other team was able to hit back offensively. The other 4 either won the point outright or put them in a defensive position. So 4-to-1 ratio, I think Carr and Jardim will take that.
Would not be surprised to see them continue to go back to that. 6-8-2 now.
6-8-2.
Unlucky break there for Anderson as it hits the net and then sails out of bounds. And now Jardim and Carr will get the serve back.
And she was perfectly positioned. Sarah was able to get the ball out wide and long to Corinne, creating what would be an opportunity for Suzie to come in on her forehand and put it away.
Second serve.
Carr is just a little bit late moving forward for that ball. Not an ideal impact point and had to reach a bit. We're going to see here as Anderson crossed the left side of the court. Looks like she planned to and then miscommunicated again with Sarah.
Carr, great decision there. She decided to be aggressive, and it gets them to within 2 points of the match.
Expect them to step on the gas here. A hard third shot coming this way, I think. There it is.
Yeah.
And unfortunate there for Sarah. That hit her hand. It might have gone out of bounds. Instead, it's going to move Jardim and Carr to within 1 point of the match. They'll use a timeout. Will Anderson and Ansbury to try and quell the momentum. We'll be back to Naples in a moment. Here we go. Match points for Jardim and Carr. They'd like to wrap this up right here. And they do. Anderson into the net, or excuse me, Ansbury into the net, and that's all she wrote. 11-4, 11-6. Jardim and Carr will move on to the gold medal match on Saturday here in Naples, Florida.
Great power here, just so overwhelming. What a shot.
So not really surprised to see CCS and Simone moving on to the gold medal match. We are going to take a timeout in our live coverage, and we will have Anna Lee Waters and William Sobek when we return to our live coverage a little bit later on. Stay with us here as we will return from Naples, Florida.